was completely one-sided, right? How impressive were Lyon today for you, Lisa?
Yeah, it was all Lyon to start this game, and Manchester United had to withstand a lot of the pressure that was coming from them. They had some chances, they had some moments, but it was a lot of the build-up. What Manchester United does so well, and what has really ridden them throughout this debut season in the Champions League, is their build-out. They're so comfortable on the ball, but when you have a Lyon side that is going to high-press you and look to turn over and suffocate you constantly, there are times when you just have to go long. United didn't do that today. They didn't resort to just, let's get out of here, let's relieve some of this pressure. And when Lyon just keeps coming at you, it is painful to see.
Yeah, there's something to be said, though, about trying to play the type of game that you want to play, knowing that this isn't a must-win situation. But I do agree with you, Lisa. At some point in time, you have to read the situation in terms of, okay, this Lyon team is going to come at us. They have a ton of attacking prowess, and you have to alleviate some of that pressure.
And you were just saying, Laurie, obviously Manchester United, they play Juventus on the final match day. They still have got a chance to advance to the next round. Do you think that they will, though? Do you think they've got what it takes to get past Juventus and to get some cushion now moving forward?
I do, especially with how they've started this Champions League season and also just the WSL season as well. They have had a lot of momentum. It's been a positive start. And also, I think when you look at Juve, they haven't had the most positive results. They lost their 3-0 lead to Lyon a couple match days ago, end up tying that one 3-3. So there are some vulnerabilities within Juve as well. So that is going to be another exciting matchup.
I think Juve could also pose some question marks for Manchester United. Absolutely, because the way that United played today, it was a little stubborn at times, and they had moments, they had chances. Valentel's Joyce, the American goalkeeper, back in the mix for United. She did play at the weekend for them in the WSL, but there were some nervy moments from her. She's wearing the eye mask right after her fractured eye bone, and she looks like a superhero, but I think there was some timidity. She looks a little timid coming out at times, which is not the Valentel's Joyce that we know from watching her with the U.S. women's national team.
Lisa, obviously Manchester are not out of the competition yet, but do you think there's a moment where they might have to choose the WSL or this competition to prioritise?
Yeah, there will be a moment of that, because as United are debutantes in Champions League, they've never had to deal with this, managing all the competition. They're also in cup competition as well domestically. They have a lot. They have a lot to balance. Where they put their eggs in their basket, to me, that's still TBD on what happens for them, because if they have a chance to win the WSL, I think they go for that one, knowing just how tall the competition is in Champions League.
Now, we watched the game, we covered on the Galazzo show. How impressed were you this Lyon side? Because Lyon, for me, looked scary impressive, and I would say that they really want to win this competition. We've seen the, obviously, dominance of Barcelona, but do you see any weaknesses in this Lyon side? I
would say the only weakness that I feel like that gets them trouble is a high back line. When they get a little bit disorganized, when they start to push too many players forward, or the gap opens between the back line and their midfield, that's where Juve actually got their 3 goals to begin that game and go up 3-0. But if they tighten that up, then, I mean, the attack is their best defense.
Well, let's welcome Anita Jones for more on this, because she was live at the game for us yesterday. She joined us from San Siro. Anita, you've been all over. Did you enjoy this one tonight?
Definitely. When Lyon are in town, you can expect a good game, and I think they just really showed that cutting edge that they have, the quality. I spoke to Mark Skinner afterwards, and he said that he felt like they had a cheat code with Melchie, and I think he's right when you look at her first goal, because what a thing of beauty it was into that right top-hand corner.
Anita, we watched that goal from here. How amazing was that goal, seeing it in the flesh, being in the stadium there?
Oh, 100%. But this is what she does. We saw her in the first day, or the first round of fixtures in this tournament. I joked about with her saying, what is it about WSL sides that you like facing them? Because she scored twice against Arsenal and then a brace again today. She just has that in her locker. And what's really interesting is we spoke to Lindsay heaps, and she said that she's a player that's eager to still grow. So imagine she's able to produce magical moments like that, but it seems that she's not even hit her ceiling yet, Nigel, which is just amazing from a women's football perspective, because those are the stars that you want to see that will take the women's game and the Women's Champions League to even higher heights.
Anita, this Lyon team looks like they're really starting to catch a lot of momentum, starting to click all over the field. One of the questions we were just asking amongst the 4 of us is, does it look like there's any weaknesses? Do you see any weaknesses amongst this Lyon team?
I actually put a question like that to Mark Skinner, and he said that he felt that, in particularly in the second half, and I'm sure you guys would agree, Manchester United was still in the game. There were moments to catch them, especially on the transition, but he said that he understood from kind of a human psychological perspective that his team are in this position where they're facing one of the best, the most decorated teams in this tournament, and so to really put a stamp and your authority on it when you are facing players where you've got a Melchie who can just produce that out of the hat, it's tough to impose your game on them. So I think when you look back at what Juve did in the last round of fixtures, I think they can be gotten at. But again, there's that psychological element depending on who the rival is, because this is the most decorated team in Women's Champions League history, and they look so good. It would be great to see them against a Barcelona, I've got to say, at this stage.
Ooh, predictions for some of the knockout rounds, Anita. I love that. Lyon advanced. They clinched the top 4. For Manchester United, they're debutantes in this competition. In talking with Mark Skinner, did you get a sense of disappointment at all, considering the loss to Wolfsburg and now this loss to Lyon, despite playing against the top competitors in Champions League?
I would say the only element of disappointment that he expressed was how they conceded the first goal. He said that they could have done better with that, but otherwise his overall message to his team was that he was really proud that they tried their best against this team. And also Wolfsburg, of course, another team stacked in quality. We know what they're capable of. So I think this just gives him a really good indication as to where their team is. And I heard you guys talking about the fact that they need to dip into the transfer market because there isn't that depth in squad there, and they probably will be faced with really tough decisions, because you look at the fact that their number 1 was out. You were talking about that a moment ago, just how much they missed her. I think they lost 3 in the last 4 before today across all competitions. So not being able to have real quality players coming off the bench could hinder them later in the season.
Great stuff, Anita. Thank you so much. I was wondering if Nige had one more question for you. Do you have anything else, Nige?
No, you just told me to be quiet. So I don't, Anita.
We love to see you, though.
Oh, thank you for having my back, girl. We need to stick together with that one.
I'll protect you from Nigel. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next match day.
Take care.
Bye, Anita. You were just saying, Nige, how amazing that goal was today, right? How good was it from Melchie?
It was sensational. One of the best goals of the night. It was an absolute banger. When you see it again, just the control, edge of the box, stop, move it twice, and just rifle it into the top corner. Absolutely sensational goal. And it's what you say, like, cheat mode.
Yeah. We actually yelled, we made some strange noises that came out of our body when we saw
like
this.
that.
So, yeah. I mean, but just the ability to do a little bit of a shimmy, a few little touches to separate herself. Nothing the defender can do, but my goodness, what a finish.
Just have to admire the beauty of it, you know, just the creativity of it. But that first one there, for me, again, just clinical finishing at its finest.
I like this second one, though, because if you watch her movement, she checks into the box and sees the other 2 runners that are going near post. She just backpedals. She takes 2 or 3 steps back, and that creates that space for her. Because Melchie Dumornay, yeah, she can shoot, but she can also find little pockets herself, her small movements. It is so fun to watch this player.
4 Champions League goals as well in 5 appearances. It's not bad, is it?